Welcome to Redefining Balance for Working Moms podcast, where we believe life balance is possible. Yes, even for you. You might just have to redefine what it looks like for yourself. I'm your host, fellow working mom, and founder of Your Life Rocks, Jenny Stemmerman. Each week, I'll bring you practical, real-life tips to help you focus on the things that matter most in life and be the best version of yourself in every area that God has called you to. Ready to redefine what balance looks like for you and your life? Let's go. Hey there, welcome to the show. I am so excited that you are here to hang out with me today. We are now on week number 6 of our 7-week summer refresh series. And I have to say, okay, as we are coming to the end of this, part of me is a little bit sad, a little bit anxious, because anytime something's about to end, I don't know, I just get a little bit anxious knowing what's going to come next, or really more of just like, did I really do everything? Did I fulfill everything I wanted to fulfill from whatever it is that's ending? And this is no different, because this whole 7-week series is all about bringing more joy into our lives. And, you know, when I do these podcasts, I do them for you, but I also do them for me. And this whole point was to have more joy in our summertime. And as summer's starting to come to an end and starting to think about back to school for my kids, there is that little piece of like, oh, was summer good enough? Was there enough joy? Was there enough memories made? Was there enough fun? Can you relate to that? Can you relate to that same kind of a feeling? Now, whenever I have these kind of feelings, I kind of start to shift gears to help control my thoughts and keep it in a positive motion. And that's what this week is all about. And yeah, we're not even at the end, but as you can anticipate the end coming, the end of summer coming, I feel like this is exactly what we all need this week. And God is so good, you guys. He is using this theme, this topic that we have for this week in huge ways. And I'm excited to share the stories of everything that God is doing through this week's project, this week's focus. But before we do, I do want to let you know about something awesome that's coming up. Now, if you've listened to the podcast for a little bit of time, you have probably already heard me talk about Life Balance membership. You can upgrade right inside the Your Life Rocks app, which, by the way, is where you can also get all of the bonus content that is in this free series. Or you can go to lifebalancemembership.com to learn more all about what's inside of the membership. But essentially, when you're a member of Life Balance, you get access to a bunch of courses and a bunch of extra resources to help you create systems in your life to create more balance. And one of the very first things, actually it is the very first thing that you get when you first join, is you take the course called Clear Your Chaos. Now, Clear the Chaos is a 7-day audio course, meaning you just hit play, just like you do on a podcast, right? But you hit play and it's a short little audio lesson for the day, and then it gives you an activity. So it's a lot like what we've done on this 7-week challenge, but it's over a course of 7 days. And the exercises and the things that we teach in there are a lot more about helping you create those systems. It's really, I designed it to give you immediate relief. If you're feeling stressed out, overwhelmed, that 7 days, it's kind of like a sugar cleanse. If you've been eating too much sugar or something like that on vacation and you come back and you do like a strict eating plan for a few days, it's kind of like that. But really, we dive into like things like time management and priority setting and goal setting, all of that good stuff over the course of 7 days. Well, one of the things that we have coming up August 9th is we're going to take that entire 7 days and we're going to do it all together inside of our membership. So you'll get live coaching from me. So not only will you have the audio lesson, but we'll be able to go a little bit deeper and to talk about it and give you some accountability to do those exercises as well. So if you are looking to have a little bit more involvement, to really kind of partner with me as we reset and we kind of go through a Clear the Chaos as we move into a new season, then that is what you'll want to do. If you're not yet a member of Life Balance membership, you'll want to join now. So you're in there and ready for the 19th of August for us to kick that off. Now, we're also going to be doing this again in September, because if you're like me, my kids don't go back to school until September. So we'll be doing it then as well. We'll do it in August. I'll be supporting you guys through that. And then in September is when I'm really going to be doing it for myself. But I have to be honest, I do the exercises in the Clear Your Chaos every 6 weeks or so, because the seasons change, priorities change, schedules change with the calendar. And so it's nice to have a nice refresh to help you just set your priorities in the right order to help you examine kind of what you have going on and making sure it's still working for you. So we would love to have you join us for that. So again, if you're not yet a member, go to lifebalancemembership.com to learn more, or you can upgrade right inside the Your Life Rocks app. And really, when we think about the purpose of doing this Clear Your Chaos, it is because we are entering a new season. As kids go back to school, fall is just around the corner. So it's a great time to have that refresh. But also, one of the tips that I have whenever I start to feel that pang of sadness or anxiety with something coming to an end, like an awesome summer with my kids, then it helps me to be able to focus in on something exciting and new, having something to look forward to. And so that's why we're doing this all together. But really, today's episode is not necessarily about focusing on something new, but it's honestly my biggest tip that I have for people when they start to feel anxious or when they start to feel stressed or when they start to feel overwhelmed in life, because let's face it, that's all of us at some point in time or another. I know for me, probably at least 1 week out of every single month, I feel like the world is crashing down around me and I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know how I'm going to get through. But as soon as I start to focus in on the systems that I have in place and the things that I know that are tried and true, it gets me through and out to the other side. You know, earlier today, I was meeting with a friend and we were talking about how like sometimes you're in those seasons of life where you don't even know which way to go. You don't know what to do. And you just have to kind of follow the light of the lamp. You know, you stay right there with God in the present and just trust that that next step He has you and the next step He has you. Because if we start to look too far down the road, then it's all dark. We can't see it, right? Because we are focused on, or we're given the light of the Lord, like the lamp on our path, right? So if we focus too far into the darkness, we can get stuck there because that's all we can see is the darkness, the unknown. So we need to stay present and stay with God and stay in His pace. So if you're finding yourself kind of in that season right now, and maybe you're excited for summer to be over and you're excited to go into fall, but either way, whenever we're in those moments of transition, there is one key piece to always keep you moving forward, to keep you focused in on what God is doing, to keep you focused in on the present. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about this week for week 6 of our 7-week summer refresh. And again, just as a reminder, you can get all of the steps that we talk about, all of the extra things, the outline inside of the Your Life Rocks app. So when you're in the app, you'll go to courses and then you'll see the summer refresh series. Again, the app is free. This resource is free. It's just there to help you kind of move through this information and actually apply it to your life. Now, when we talk about balance here at Your Life Rocks, and we talk about defining balance, however you define balance for you, there are 3 things that I know to be true. And I know this to be true through my own experience with creating balance in my life and redefining what that looks like, but also in working with hundreds of women throughout the years. Regardless of how you define what balance looks like in your life, there's going to be 3 things in there. And number 1 is you're going to have a strong relationship with God. You're going to be able to have trust and faith and belief and that He has you in the palm of His hand. Following His guidance, following the Word of God, following His principles, that's going to help you find and create balance in your life and to believe it's possible. Because why would we believe balance is not possible if the Bible tells us all things are possible through Jesus? So that's why we say that that is number 1, because when we start with Him, balance is definitely going to be there. Number 2 is having a strong community around you. And number 3 are the solid systems to follow in your life. And today, it's really about that number 2. You've already probably seen the title of this show, which is Spreading the Love. Because honestly, you guys, when I'm having those seasons or even those days of overwhelm, you know how I get through it? I focus my energy on other people. I look at how I can bless other people, how I can be of help to them, how I can be of service to them, because it takes the focus off of me and what I'm struggling with and allows me to focus in on others. It's not that I'm bearing away my feelings, but sometimes when we start to self-examine too much, when we start to really spend too much time pondering and worrying and kind of mulling over and over and over and over our own selves and our own lives and what's going to be next, well, it can become all-consuming. And then that small little problem can start to seem bigger and bigger and bigger because we're looking at it with a magnifying glass. But if we can kind of just look to the side and see other people that are out there in the world, other people that are out there in our lives, and start to give love to them, start to bless them, start to see how you can serve them, all of a sudden our problems, they just seem a little bit smaller. Our anxiety, at least for me, my anxiety level goes way down when I'm able to focus and love on other people. And remember how I said at the beginning of this episode that God is so good? Like he just works things together in an amazing way. Now, when I started this 7-week series, I had kind of outlined what each theme of each week was going to be and what I really wanted to focus in on and why. But whenever I do these episodes, you guys, I always pray over them. I always ask for God to use them, for him to kind of take the topic and to open up different areas and to show you as you're listening the different things that he wants to show you, because that's truly what it's all about. It's not necessarily about anything I'm saying. It's about what the Spirit is going to do when you're hearing these things. But this week, you guys, God just has blown me away. Knowing that that was going to be the topic this week, knowing that I really wanted to talk about community and loving on others, and not even just in a practical way, but like why it's so important and how I could possibly communicate just how important it is and just the impact of having a community can have when you're feeling so overwhelmed, how it can have a huge impact on your balance and how you define balance and how you live in balance in your life. Because when we get busy, it's one of the first things to go, right? Like I don't have time for friends. I don't have time to serve. I don't have time to do these other things. I'm just trying to work, come home, feed the kids, and keep everyone alive. We all get stuck in those modes, but it's such a lie because truly the community, the life, the energy that we're all seeking is found when we're in relationship with other people. That's the way that God built us. He built us in his image, and he is exactly that way as well. Now I feel like I'm rambling a little bit. So let me tell you how God has kind of worked this all in to be able to illustrate to you just how important and how impactful this all is. Now, a few years ago, actually quite a few years ago, I was thinking about this earlier this week. It was like 10 years ago because my son is 10. It was actually 11 years ago because I was pregnant with him at the time. But we were living in Washington State and we belonged to this really incredible church that was all about community. And honestly, it was the first church that my husband and I, really felt like these are our people. This is our chosen family. We were building relationships with people. We were serving in the church. And it was our first time of spiritual maturity to be doing that. And at the time, our oldest was just like 2 years old. And, it was just a really, really precious time for us in building those relationships. And one of the things that really stood out to me about this church is that they strongly believed in discipleship, meaning the older generations discipling and pouring into younger generations. And I had met this woman through a Bible study. And actually, I'll never forget the way she introduced herself to me. I was working in the church office. It was like a Saturday, I think, or maybe it was in the evening. I don't even remember. It was so long ago. But I was making copies of something in the church office. And she was with another group of older women who had walked in, and she was talking with other people. And I just remember she looked at me from across the room and made like a beeline straight over to me. And she's like, "Who are you? I feel like I need to know who you are and know more about you." And I just felt like so uncomfortable, to be honest. In the moment, I was like, I don't know what to say to you. It was just totally awkward and weird. But at the same time, I just felt like she was so genuine and so full of love. And from that moment on, we became fast friends. And she became a mentor to me, a spiritual mother to me, in a way that I can't even describe. So many times I was at her house late into the evening after work, just talking about struggles I was having in my marriage or struggles that I was dealing with in my past, or how do I be a good mom, and kind of struggling with all of those things that we all kind of go through from time to time. And she was such a spiritual light to me. She was a gift. She showed me truly what Jesus was, who Jesus was through her actions. We always say that we want to grow more like Christ and we want to be a reflection of him to the world. That's who she was to me. She showed me what that actually looked like, and she was able to model that to me through our relationship. And since then, I've always wanted to be that to other women, to be able to pay it forward and to have those kind of relationships. And honestly, always seeking another woman just like her as we've moved throughout the country for different jobs and different opportunities. But I've always stayed kind of connected to that point, to her, to the church, to the other people there. It's had just a special place in my heart because, again, it was like family. That church was like family. And that's where I really understood the power of a community and how it is so important as we create more balance in our lives. Last year on a Friday, we found out that she was pretty sick. And within 48 hours of finding that out, she went home. She went home to be with our Lord. And it was hard. It was really hard. I'm not going to cry on the podcast as I'm recording this, but it was a difficult moment to anytime we lose someone, right? And we have to go through that grieving process. It can be heart-wrenching. And I can't even tell you how many times I've cried over this, just to the point where it has hurt my stomach crying so hard. But it's because I loved her so hard. But being able to talk with other people who've had similar experiences with her that I had, and being able to see the impact that she's had on so many different lives of spreading love throughout this world and being that reflection of Jesus, not just to me, but to so many others. It made me realize that is who I want to be. Like when I was in relationship with her and she was discipling me and being a mentor to me, like I said, I've always wanted to be able to be that for other women, but then to see the impact and the love that she poured out over other people, the acceptance, the guidance, seeing her now in heaven and being able to see that impact that she's had has been remarkable, because it truly is all about giving love. So as we are going into the assignments for this week to be able to really apply this to your life, I hope that you do it. And I know as I'm doing this alongside with you, I'm going to be doing it in remembrance of her, in remembrance of my friend Pauline, my sister Pauline. So I know it would be easy enough just to say, go out there and love on people, but it's easy to say that. But honestly, it's just kind of like saying, go out there and be healthy or declutter your house. Like it's easy to say that stuff, but how do we practically actually do it? And so the 3 steps I have for you today are exactly that. They're an assignment to go out there and spread the love. So number 1 is to start small. Think about the people that are closest to you. And it might be your immediate family. It might be your immediate family plus your office family or your neighborhood or your daycare provider or the people who are around you in your daily life. But just like we did last week where you're taking an inventory of your spaces, I want you to take an inventory of your people, the people that you come in contact with every single day. And I want you to list out 5 of them, at least 5. And if you want extra credit, not that it counts for anything, but you can pick 7 because I want you to think about 1 every single day. Okay. So that is step number 1, is to list out who those people are. Now, again, you might choose your immediate family. You might choose people that you work with. You could be choosing people like the person at the coffee shop or the person at the meeting that you don't know that well, or someone from another department. I mean, you can kind of spread the net wide. But sometimes it's easier to start with our inner circle and then kind of work outwards, because this kind of stuff can get contagious, right? So if you focus on the people closest to you, then you're going to want to start spreading the love a little further and kind of go outside of your circle a little bit, and then maybe outside a little bit more and outside a little bit more, but to really spread the love around. So I'm getting ahead of myself as I'm so excited about this week. So list out those 5 people, 5 to 7 people that you want to bless, those people that you really want to spread love to. Number 2, now that you have that list, I want you to truly think about what you can do to spread love to them. Think about what that would look like for each person. Think about their love language, their personality type, their lifestyle. What would truly be loving that you could do towards them? And it doesn't have to be anything elaborate. For some people, it could be a compliment. For other people, it might be writing them a nice note. Or like Pauline did to me, seeing me across the room and making that beeline to me and being like, I just want to know you. I just want to know more about who you are. Can I buy you a cup of coffee? It could be awkward and weird, but you could change someone's life. You could change someone's course of where they're going in their life. I mean, do you know what such a gift it is to be able to truly see someone and want to get to know them? Not to just kind of do surface stuff like, hey, how are you? But to really say, how are you? And to want to know. It can have such a huge impact on someone to know that they matter, that they're seen, that they're cared for. And that's what this truly is all about, is to get past the surface and to get to the heart. To take time to not just focus on the things that we have going on, but to take the time to really focus in on what they got going on and how you can help them, how you can bless them, how you can just speak encouragement into their life. So once you have the list of the people and you have the list of the things that you can do, now it's time to get into action. So every single morning this next week, I want you to look at that list and say, who do I get to love on today? Who do I get to bless? Who do I get to make their day a little bit better? And select that one person for the day and get busy loving on them. Pray over them in the morning. Do whatever it is that you've decided to do that's going to help to make them feel special and loved and seen and cared for. And as you're going throughout your day, keep praying for them, man, because we all need that prayer. I know there have been times when people have sent me an email and said, I've been just praying for you. God had it on my heart to pray for you that day. And I feel it. I feel it when people pray for me. So be doing that all day long. Just be lifting them up from the Lord. You don't even have to know exactly what it is that you want to do to show them the love or what it is that they might need prayer for. You can just be lifting them up to God and praising God for bringing them into your life, praising God for being able to love on them, to be able to have an impact and have them open up those windows of opportunity that you can really show them love, really speak to their heart and really make a deeper connection. And it's that easy. It's really that easy. But I challenge you to really do this exercise because it's one thing to just, again, to think, I'm going to spread love around. I'm going to make sure people feel appreciated. It's the same thing as saying, I'm going to get healthy. We can say that, but I want you to actually take the steps to do it because it truly does matter. It matters here in this world and it matters in eternity because we're all here are needing each other. Yeah, there is a huge benefit to ourselves as we focus on other people to help us create balance, to help our problems seem smaller. But really, there are so many people out there that are hurting. There are so many people out there that need your love. They need to be seen. They need to be heard. They need to know that they matter. And more important than anything else is they need to know that their Father loves them, that Jesus sees them, that He loves them just as they are. So go out there this week and spread the love. Now, next week is our final week of our summer reset series. I can't even believe it, but it is going to be so joyous and joyful and something that you can carry on beyond summertime. So I'm super excited for that. And don't forget to join us August 19th as we all join together to clear the chaos and go through that first course all at the same time. And you'll be getting lots of examples, lots of how-tos on setting your priorities and time management and all of that good stuff. So again, go to lifebalancemembership.com for more information or upgrade right inside your app. So until next week, keep building a life that rocks. Bye. Hey, just because the episode's over doesn't mean we have to stop hanging out. Head on over to Instagram and follow me there. You can find me at your.life.rocks. Or if you're more of a Facebook kind of girl, join our community of working Christian moms just like you. You can search Your Life Rocks over on Facebook and connect with us there. And if you're ready to truly create lasting balance and get results in your life, maybe it's time for you to join Life Balance Membership. Download the Your Life Rocks app in iTunes or in Google Play. You can upgrade to the membership right inside the app. And if you're looking for more resources to help you create more balance, head on over to yourliferocks.com.